Bienvenidos a todos. Saludos desde Rebachol con nuestro active Hardie y Kim. Muchas gracias por estar siguiendo a los poquitos gente que está viendo este gameplay sobre Disco Elysium. De verdad les agradezco mucho. Y ahora creo que ya estamos llegando a la mitad del caso, por lo menos. Me dijeron que este juego era muy largo, pero bueno, creo que ya vamos a la mitad. Ya hemos bajado el cadáver, examinado detalladamente y hemos descubierto una bala dentro de él. Sin embargo, podemos ya entregar el cadáver a King para que se lo lleve a la comisaría y así hasta terminar el esto. Sin embargo, si hacemos eso, no voy a poder recoger la pieza de armadura que lleva el cadáver, por lo que lo haré mañana. Por mientras, vamos a encarar a los chicos de Hardie con esta nueva pieza de información que tenemos, porque ellos están ocultando la identidad de la dama del volante, y con esto podremos desenmascararlos de una vez por todas. El otro aspecto que me preocupa es el hecho de que la bala haya terminado en su cerebro, pero sin dejar orificios aparentes afuera de la cabeza. Esto puedo moverlo. Perdón.
You see a set of tires.
Está bloqueado, perdón, está bloqueado. Si ya no nos van a decir nada con eso sobre cómo la bala terminó ahí o todo eso, ese es otro misterio. A ver, vamos a revisar un poco la bala. Capaz, si lo estudiamos más, podemos entender más información de ella. Aquí está la bala. Expandida por el impacto, ahora pertenece a más parece un elegante botón de chaqueta que una herramienta mortal capaz de perforar piel, carne y hueso.
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found. Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, shriveled head of cauliflower.
¿Qué hago contigo,
What?
bala? He dicho que hago contigo,
Well,
bala.
if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say, find the weapon that shot me. If
Buena
we
idea.
find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim. In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
Palpar la bala a través de la
The
bolsa.
squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag.
Examinar la bala más de
The
cerca.
jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
Enfocarte en el refuerzo
You
de la
can
bala.
just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard.
Y el
It's
núcleo.
quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
Es una bala encamisada calibre cercano a los 5
A jacketed
milímetros.
bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader like those typically found on the streets of Martinez. Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Something tells you that won't be anytime soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while.
Intentemos determinar qué clase de arma la disparó. Perdón, hacerle esta voz grave me duele un poco la garganta.
A rifle, Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique, or a retrofitted antique.
Y el
The
fabricante
4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theatre of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you, the dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber.
¿Se siguen fabricando estos rifles?
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
¿Quién usa rifles Belmargrave hoy en día?
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order.
Ya veo, pero esto ha reducido bastante la lista.
What are you thinking? Bullet?
Creo que ya sé de dónde salió esto.
Okay. And?
El disparo con toda probabilidad salió de un rifle Belmargrave.
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Ravachol, really.
¿Por qué no?
Sure, there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders we inherited from the monarchy have been effective, from what I've seen. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
El que vale la pena que te disparen. Nos hace considerar cada disparo.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier.
¿Estás hablando de Estados Unidos en la actualidad?
But back to the investigation.
Nos enfrentamos a beneficiarios de antigüedades. ¿Puede la víctima estar involucrada en guerrilleros extranjeros? ¿Han empezado los pandilleros bien armados en York de entrenamiento? No sé. ¿Cuál puede ser? Aficionados de antigüedades. Porque bueno, pero ¿quién se daría la molestia de restaurar un arma así para usarla para un asesinato? Pudiendo usar tantas mejores otras armas. Involucrada con guerrilleros extranjeros. Creo que la que está más cerca. Pandilleros puede ser, pero ¿un pandillero sería capaz de restaurar un arma así? ¿O tendría el dinero para hacer eso? Creo que la segunda.
Let's find out. Next step, finding the gun itself.
Muy bien, Bala, ya he dicho todo lo que tenía que decir. Ya. Ahora con esta bala vamos a andar juntitos.
It's you again. What is it?
Ay. He encontrado una bala en la cabeza del
A
ahorcado.
bullet, you say? That's mighty curious.
Indeed, mighty. How did it get there?
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
Creo que el ahorcamiento fue para ocultarlo del disparo.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
Te lo voy a preguntar de nuevo. ¿Por qué está esto en su cabeza?
Wow! He's got it in a real evidence bag and all!
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
¿Le disparaste? Es la última vez que lo pregunto.
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
It's not like you blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there, somewhere.
Hay autoridad. Autoridad necesita divina. Para sacarle la información a tan malditos. ¿Quién me baja? Dímelo en el primer encuentro. Ay, por Dios. Autoridad. Sin autoridad no voy a poder sacarles nada de información. Vale. ¿Qué más tenemos que hacer? Buscar el esposo de dos señoras. Encuentra un arma funcional que funcione en las palabras. Un perfume de la muerte. Demuestra tu actividad. Esto no lo podemos hacer para estar cruzando. Tenemos las apariciones de placa. Ay, no lo quiero hacer. Esto con la cinta. ¿Quién denunció? ¿Saben qué? Me voy a dar un baño. Yo estoy ya cansado ya. Me metí la mano en un cadáver. Apesto bastante. Creo que merezco un baño por lo menos. Aparte ya he pagado el cuarto ya. Fuera de eso, a ver, ¿qué otras cosas podemos hacer? Tenemos el... cierto, ¿verdad? Esa puerta que no abre. King, me voy a dar un baño. King procura no mirar hacia la parte de usada de...
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore.
¿Estás contemplando la
He
destrucción?
nods.
Lamento.
No problem, officer. Espérate, ¿cómo voy a hacer esta vaina? Vas a tener que elevarte en tu habitación. Haz una manera. En su vuelo marco. Tiene un poco de humedad. ¿Puedo
A mirror
bañarme?
hangs on the bathroom wall.
King,
Yes?
permiso. ¿Por qué me sigues?
Excuse me? You have
Solo era una cerveza.
a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
¿Qué quiere decir
I
con
hope you
peculiar?
don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically. They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
¿Estás de coña? ¿Por qué lo
I
contenedores?
don't know. Containers contain, I guess. I'm making assumptions. We should move on.
Passing along frivolous interdepartmental stereotypes is not usually his oeuvre.
Oh, por Dios.
This fan
Vale,
has,
recibe
or has it been consigned there?
La corbata sigue ahí. Bueno, vámonos. No puedo darme un baño con quina
The
acá.
door is
Perdón.
closed.
Prueba con
This
el
door can only be opened with a key or from the inside. Still,
no.
nothing the lieutenant gives you. You should punch a fucking hole in it.
Puta puerta.
Hey, what is your problem?
That felt good. Everyone is a whore. Now punch a hole in the door.
Ay, Dios mío. Yo quería abrir la puerta. O sea, está la chica ahí, pero no me responde nada.
You slam your fist into the vinyl. It does not produce a hole. The door sits sturdily in the frame, and your fist hurts. This was all a very good...
Stop that.
Sí, mejor no. Es que esta chica se fue así nomás. Y aparte me preocupa bastante por el tema de la chica, la que fue la víctima, pues, del ahorcado. Ya que esta chica al inicio mencionó que ella trabajaba acá como un cantante y todo eso. Así que capaz ella sepa algo. Pero si no es eso, será Garte, pero Garte tampoco estaba. Ay, Dios mío, qué desastre. ¿Qué hacemos? Bueno. ¿Saben qué? Me voy a poner a leer un libro, ¿verdad? Espera, ¿qué es esto? Este es el sobre en blanco. Nota del estilográfico escrito en mano. Este es el que estaba en el papel.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe.
No puedo creer que la copia externa siga aquí. ¿Copia externa?
You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care. Suliswaf.
Sulislav. ¿Quién escribiría la nota?
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
Tal vez tuvieron que irse cagando
That's a
leches.
plausible hypothesis.
Refrescame la memoria. ¿Qué era un filamento de memoria?
It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer.
It's like the production schedule you found. Only this one's an off-site copy.
Y el mocoso pelirrojo.
Really? You don't have a single guess?
¿No te refieres a Kuno?
Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
¿Alguna idea de dónde puede estar la máquina de helado
I don't
congelada?
know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box?
Así que esto era lo que me permitía abrir lo del cable negro. Ay. Me quedan 30 puntos para subir al punto. Intentémoslo con autoridad. Aunque revisemos un poquito. Pinos, arbustos, más lugares. Intentemos con autoridad,
It's
aunque sé
you
que no me va a
again.
dar.
What is it?
No tengo algún objeto que me mejore autoridad. Ya lo intentaré de nuevo cuando saque algún punto, pero... Vamos. No me quiero drogar para sacarlo de puntos a esto. Tratabilidad. No tengo ninguno con autoridad.
It's you again.
Bueno, vamos allá.
What is
Vamos a que nos baje la moral. Vamos a que nos baje la maldita moral. Lo más seguro que nos va a dañar. Oh, sí, estos seguros.
As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar?
Oye, no puede ser, en serio. Espera, ¿de verdad? Vale, vale, vale. Al mirar la estancia llena de hombres sudorosos bebiendo, mascando tabaco, ¿no te parece familiar? ¿Dónde he visto esto
You
antes?
believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men. Sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time.
Lo pillo, titos. Vosotros sois la autoridad, entre comillas, de este lugar. Debéis serla. Sois como poli de verdad. Bebés cerveza mientras os tirás el día sentados tocándose la
You've
chorra.
got a problem with beer now.
Not quite there yet. Push on.
A ver, ¿cómo lo presiono? No, yo también voy a trabajo. Voy a borracho a trabajar, no me importa esto tal y como terminar como
Speak for
ustedes.
yourself, buddy. We've been giving a shit for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together.
They don't know, man. They weren't here. We had 3 shootings a week, kids dead, fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
Congratulations on the graffiti removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck.
Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick. Just don't antagonize him. You have this already.
Es tan simple como no antagonizarlo. No se trata de quién lo hizo, sino de la víctima. Tenemos que hablar con ella. Y le quiero una. ¿Por qué ocultarla? No se trata de quién lo hizo, sino de la víctima. Necesita ayuda.
Titus?
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms.
You wanna help her, cop? Fine. I'm gonna let you help her, but you treat her with respect. If you don't, if you question her, harass her, a freight train of pain, buddy.
What is her name?
Glacia, I'm on due. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags, a real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit, blonde. That's I'm on due, with an O-U.
Glassy, la chica, la que vemos al día, al inicio.
Shit. The girl. The girl upstairs? That can't be her. Remember what you said to her? You told her you want to have.
Ay, Dios mío. Ay. Me arrepiento de todo lo que le dije. Ay, compostura, tú estás loco, ni plata. Miss Orange, la bailarina de disco.
Sure, why not? You've probably seen her around.
Compostura. Este es crítico. Ay, madre. ¡17%! ¡Ayúdame! No, tú te has perdido. No me voy a dejar hablar con ella. ¿Por qué tuve que ser un Ay, Dios mío, pero bueno, estaba con la resaca. ¿Qué iba a hacer? Miren, pues, Dios mío. Todos los puntos que me quitó. Ay, ya bueno, ¿qué vas a hacer? Vamos para allá.
You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting and sweat starts forming on your brow as Titus looks at you oddly.
Ay, ¿por qué será así?
I don't understand what's so cool here.
Nothing. We just have a few more questions. Then we'll be on our way.
It sounds like you're having a heart attack. Whatever you said, it couldn't have been that bad. Please relax. Whatever you do, do not tell him you know her. That would sound off.
Creo que la conozco. Entonces, ¿cuál es tu relación con ella?
I know her.
How well do you know her?
A small twitch in the corner of Kim's mouth. He has a hunch about what knowing means.
Kim, pregunta tú que se te baje a ti la vida y la moral.
Well
no.
enough, Copper. We partied. She's been here for a few months.
He tries to make it sound real casual, but the muscles on his neck tighten.
Ya veo este güey. Entonces, ¿no es de por
You
aquí?
mean Revachol? Nah. Our Miss Aranye disco dancer is an immigrant or a drifter of some sort. Been staying over here over the winter.
Don't you give her any more trouble. She's just had some bad luck, that's all.
Shut up, Angie. She doesn't need your help.
Titus gives them both a look. They fall silent. What's with all the silences? It's like these guys don't know how to feel about this. You should keep picking at it. And what was up with the partying she and Titus did? It sounded fun.
Has dicho que estuvisteis de fiesta. Guay, eso mola, pero ¿a qué te
What do
refieres?
you think I meant?
¿Cantaste karaoke?
Yeah, tons of it. All the songs.
Entonces, ¿me está diciendo que era cercanos?
No, we just fucked. That's all. I'm not gonna give you any details if that's what you're after. So put your dick away.
Qué tarado que fui. Yo no... Solamente me estaba metiendo en el rollo.
He really went out of his way to seem comfortable with this topic. That's all you're gonna get for now.
Entonces, ¿cuál era su relación con el mercenario?
Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her. That's their relationship.
Was like that karaoke incident all over again. Or like some of the other girls he was harassing.
Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation.
¿Y cuándo tuvo lugar esto?
He did it before we killed him. He's not gonna do it again. So what does it matter?
O sea, fue el mismo día que pasó esto.
It would help if we establish a timeline.
All right. 2 weeks, maybe? I don't know. I need another beer.
Ah, 2 semanas. O sea, mucho
Here you
antes.
go, boss.
Claro, hablaremos con ella.
Remember what I said. Freight train of pain.
Eso no pudo haber ido peor. ¿Quién? ¿Qué me vas a decir?
Officer, what was that?
¿A qué ha venido el qué?
You looked strange when he mentioned the assault victim's name. Do you know that woman?
La recuerdo, no. La conocí, sí. No la recuerdo haber conocido. Creo que él no, sí. O sea, quiere decir, perdí la memoria cuando me la encontré. Pero ella dice que me conoce. O sea, técnicamente sí. Bueno, o sea, sí.
Is
Bueno.
there something I should know before we talk to her?
Ella sabe que no recuerdo
Okay,
ser policía.
that's manageable.
Estuve hablando con ella en el relleno para
Understood.
despertarme.
You were not in good shape on Monday.
No hice
What
eso.
you're saying is, you raped her?
Ice
No.
is forming on the inside of your chest cavity. Cold sweat trickles down your neck.
Then
Que no.
don't ever say that again. What else?
No, solamente quería ser honesto, vale, punto, eso es todo. Lo último no le digo, porque ya te dije lo primero, así que vas a ver con eso
This is
suficiente.
unprofessional. Not sharing information with me is unprofessional.
Pero ya te he dicho la
His
verdad.
opinion of you has lowered considerably.
Ay, ¿qué hago? Pero no es que no te lo quería decir. Tú viste que quería entrar a conversar con ella la otra vez, ¿sí o no? Viste que lo intenté. Inclusive tú me paraste. Ah, bueno, aunque también no te dije por qué fue la que quería conversar con ella. Ahora poder conversar con ella, ¿me dejará la habitación? ¿O tengo que hablar con Garte para que abra la puerta? Y espero tener vida
The
suficiente para
door
poder
is
hacer eso.
closed. There's still a dent in the vinyl where you punched it before.
Llamar.
Who is it?
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open. I'm drying my hair.
Mentira, estaba cerrada.
Sounds like it's coming from upstairs somewhere. You could snoop around before going up.
Vale. Cuenta el factor, porque lleva aquí bastante tiempo. Un montón de ropa sucia. Es mujer. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa ahí acá? El patio de abajo, el cadáver ya no mancilla sus
This
alrededores.
medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there.
Mira el
It's
cepillo de
been
dientes.
used quite a lot, but not for scrubbing blood off towels or anything else interesting, it seems.
Los medicamentos ahora.
Pharmaceuticals line the shelves, sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners.
Menuda
Anything of
colección.
note?
Buscar entre
Pill
los frascos.
bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoperidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads, Nacra.
¿Qué es
An
nácar?
opioid receptor antagonist. It's used for diamorphine overdoses.
You could say he's on the lookout.
Buscar entre los blisters de
Among
pastillas.
some foreign, probably Messinian or Gotwaldian, marked red blister packs you find. What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how.
¿Hay algo más interesante por aquí?
Nothing of note. The further you look, the more arcane it gets. You don't know what the rest of this stuff does.
Ah, por Dios, era un 83%. Olvidémoslo, vámonos. Vámonos. Extrañamente, compostura es el que más le he subido y es el que más daño he recibido. Ay, Dios mío, tengo que dejar de ser decisiones tontas. Hay que ser siempre caballeroso. Bueno, yo no tengo resaca, así que ahora sí no tengo motivos para no hacerlo. ¿Mm? La cama está hecha de forma apresurada. ¿Por qué la ventana?
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
Pasar el dedo por la superficie de la ventana.
Smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. But the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface.
A esta ventana la cambiaron hace
Looks
poco.
like it, yes.
Vámonos. ¿Y esto? Ah, va a salir. Oh, la ventana es nueva. ¿Será este el lugar del crimen? Pero no había muchas más cosas que revisar. Bueno, por fin hablaremos con Claycy. Claycy, Dios mío, Dios mío, el primer encuentro fue un desastre. El olor tabaco astramente helado impregna el aire. Café frío en cenicero con la forma de un erizo. Mira, un puñado de flores blancas secas.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air.
Oh, por Dios, coordinación. Acaba de fallar un 83%. ¡No falles, por favor!
You catch a single white flower between your fingers. The rest fly off into the wind. It's a maybell.
Con valerias secas. O sea, era ahora o nunca. Bien, lo
The
tratamos.
young woman looks at the maybell in your hand. Just a glance. Then takes a drag of her cigarette. The lieutenant gives you an acknowledging little nod.
Ese King es la onda. Bueno, ¿qué necesitaremos? ¿Qué necesitaremos para conversación? No tengo la menor idea. Ah, tengo visión especial. Electroquímica. Electroquímica. Abstracción. Habilidad. Creo que estamos bien ahí.
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool, calm, and collected. As your hand enters the pocket, your fingers brush against something, soft, yet crinkly.
Sacarlo del bolsillo.
Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closer if you have time. Something about the wrapper's texture is familiar.
No me digas que estos jeans son
Not
míos.
familiar in a good way, you might say. There's pain in there somewhere.
¿Qué pasa? ¿Por qué dolor? ¿Que acaso me he hecho saca una muela con eso? Bueno, pero primero Joyce, hablamos con Claycy. Espero tener suficiente vida para esto.
Welcome to the roof.
Her hair is still slick from the shower. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Este sitio tiene buenas vistas.
It's much nicer now.
Where the dead body used to hang, clearly visible from the roof, but no longer.
Thank you for that, officers. Truly.
Ha dicho algo de una señorita de limpieza, no me vendría mal.
Oh, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
Disco
They
Inferno.
also say that's why the cleaning lady quit. Because of the infernum.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I see you've already met my colleague.
Have I ever? This is the one and only superstar cop. He's kind of a big deal around here.
Martínez está de suerte. Solo uno de cada 1000 policías despierta convertido en superpoli y superestrella.
Wow. What brings the Phoenix back to me?
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult.
¿Cómo te llamas? Para que conste, pero tu nombre verdadero.
Clausier Amondu.
¿De dónde eres?
Vredefort, Republic of Oranje.
Vale, por eso mi es Orange. ¿Edad?
I'm 28.
¿A qué te dedicas? ¿Cuál es tu especialidad?
Something stupid.
¿Qué quiere
Oranese
decir?
lit.
Literatura Orange.
Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university.
¿Y sobre qué trata esa literatura?
Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are... Only the name of the nation changes.
If that's true, then Revacholian Lit would fit you like a glove.
¿Y qué hace con esa literatura?
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
¿Y cómo se le gana la vida con eso? El dinero es muy importante.
Cool. I've made more money by just being than I have with Oranese lit.
Por existir.
Many things. A roller skating instructor, a secretary, Miss Oranje 37.
Miss Aranye, now there is something you should linger on.
¿Y no sería un poco inapropiado insistir?
All things considered, very. Now linger.
Vale. ¿Y qué es Miss Orange?
It's a beauty pageant held in the year of our century 37 in Oranje.
¿Qué es un concurso de belleza? ¿Y hay concursos de belleza en este tipo de país?
It's a competition for stupid girls. Men look at them and choose the most beautiful.
Vale, pero ¿qué es la belleza?
When you have the fewest deviations from the norm. I've been told it's a type of mediocrity that I possess.
De modo que eres la más bella.
Yes. And for that, I got a crown and a sash and a scepter. And a scholarship to study Oranese lit.
Entiendo.
Mm-hmm. I would offer you coffee, but it's garbage. Literally tastes like poison.
¿Podemos ver tu pasaporte, por favor?
I'm afraid you can't, officer.
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Vale, qué específico.
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
Mantener la documentación de viaje lejos de uno mismo cuando se está al oeste del río. ¿Cómo sé que nos has dicho tu verdadero nombre?
If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Clausier Mondu. It's a weird name.
No la quiero presionar, ha sido honesto suficiente decirme eso, pero también puede estar mintiéndome. A ver. Estoy seguro que casi tengo derecho a exigirte pasaporte. Presionemos un poquito.
Look, officers, I like this place, but I don't want to be stuck wandering the city like a ghost after being robbed of my travel documents. I don't want to become an indentured servant in a brothel on Boogie Street, and I don't want my relatives to pay the ransom.
Vale, no fue buena idea.
Okie dokie.
If any of this made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show in her expression or her movements.
¿Qué es Orange?
A
Orange.
bad memory, officer.
Un mal recuerdo, pero por lo que me has dicho parecía que no estaba tan mal. O bueno, no tan.
Of lilacs and lightning. Parks, glass. Duraluminium. Vredefort is a conference city. It's always autumn there. And night. At least it was for me.
What's so bad about that?
Nothing. If you're no longer there.
Vale, eso es suficiente.
The record. So official.
Bonita habitación.
Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
¿Por qué te alojas aquí? No, bueno, es el único lugar para alojarse. Tienes una buena farmacopea
Thank
ahí
you.
abajo.
I've put a lot of time and effort into it.
Technically, possession of narcotics is legal in Revachol, but you should still reprimand her. No, don't listen to the stiff. Be cool.
Es algo impresionante. ¿Cómo te has apañado un botín así?
With money, sir. It's not exactly the NT-star size caboodle I intend for it to be one day, but it's getting there.
El catálogo incluye Nacra, el antagonista de los opicios.
Comes in handy when you've done too many opioids.
Is that something that happens to you often, miss?
Better safe than sorry.
Nada más entonces.
Very funky.
Esa ventana es nueva. No. ¿Por qué te alojas aquí
I'm
específicamente?
wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
¿Y por qué aquí?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol.
En Martínez.
I heard this is where the washed-up disco has-beens go.
Es demasiado joven para considerarse una vieja gloria del disco.
I'm really not.
Esa ventana es nueva. ¿Por qué es viendo derecho, la verdad?
I always heard you RCM guys were cool. I'm winter.
How long have you been?
About 4 months. Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol. I always wanted to see the only city in the world in the worst time of the year. It's a tourist thing.
Vale, parece que no me dicho nada más. Esa ventana
It
es nueva.
is.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook.
Vale, pasemos a otras cosas.
Okay.
Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling and draped in smoke.
¿Qué es esta flor silvestre?
She looks at the dried petals in your palm, then lightly touches one with her fingernail. Chipped white polish covers the nail. It's long and sharp, like a mini dagger. The petal crumbles on contact.
Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style?
¿Qué hace aquí?
Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer. Because of the wind?
Or an admirer?
¿Algún admirador?
Admires? I'm too old to be a debutante. And this place is no fashionable society. Viendo que esa habitación está cerca de la mía, tengo una pregunta personal. Yes, you're just one room away. Very personal.
Estuviste por aquí el domingo por la noche. Debes saber lo que hice antes de perder la memoria. No, eso es todo. Solo quería comprobar eso.
Funky.
No, y ahora sí pasemos al tema principal. Sobre el asunto complicado.
Something difficult? I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean?
¿Sufriste abusos?
By sexually assaulted, you mean raped?
Yes.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
En realidad está atardeciendo, señorita.
Is it?
Ya son las 8
It
de la
is
noche.
evening. Time flies, man.
Y bien,
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I don't want to say that shit about him.
By him, she must mean the victim.
Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
Tito se pidió que exageraras para exagerar las cosas de cara a nuestro interrogatorio.
Pretty much.
Warming them.
¿Qué ocurrió entre la víctima y tú? Si ella ha dicho que no ha sido, entonces no ha sido. No tengo por qué insistir en eso. No es un tema que aún no quiere insistir. Entonces vamos a otros detalles circunstanciales. ¿Qué ocurrió entre ustedes dos?
We partied.
¿Qué tipo de fiesta es la de mi estilo?
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that.
Más intensas que esta, no creía que fuera físicamente
Oh,
posible.
it is. You're still alive.
Vale.
What did you do when you partied?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
¿Había sentimientos de por medio?
A little. The drugs were good enough, and we did enough of them.
How did you two meet?
Downstairs, at the bar. He was on some sort of assignment, a military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
She appears aloof, but that scar part, the scary, is stressed and drawn out. What's that about? Apprehension?
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
Debe haber sido difícil para ti verlo ahí en el patio.
Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant. He takes a small step closer.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
No decir nada. La denuncia del cadáver colgado. Fuiste
I
tú.
made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Revachol, miss.
La persona que llamó
I didn't
camuflaje.
exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
Lo manipulaste
With nail
como-
clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
So, she's God's mystery phone cutter.
Y en el proceso rompiste ese teléfono de abajo.
Did I? Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing.
¿Por qué tomarte todas esas
I don't
molestias?
know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, you'd still be hanging there.
Vale. ¿Qué puedes contarme sobre él? Nombres, ojos, edad.
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his, I don't know, hair.
Vale.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
¿Cómo te conocieron los chicos de
They're
Hardie?
frequent guests. Downstairs, they have a booth for union members. They're probably down there now.
¿Y cómo os conociste?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
¿Estuviste de fiesta?
A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardie boys?
I have.
¿Con cuál de ellos?
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
Could that have been part of the reason they hanged him?
¿Podría ser los celos la razón de lo que los lincharan?
I hope not. Actually, I know that's not the reason. I'm careful about that kind of thing. Not crossing the wires, you know? But that's probably where they got the rape idea.
¿A qué te refieres?
Men like that? I don't know. It's the way their imaginations work. I suspect it's what they'd like to do to me.
She changes balance from one foot to another, crossing her legs.
Entonces, ¿por qué lo colgaron si no fue por ese motivo?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
And his role in this strike was what?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
¿Sabes algo de la bala en su cabeza?
Bullet? They shot him too? They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused, sorry.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me. And Sylvie, the bartender.
It's hard to know what to think about that answer.
Bueno, gracias por contarnos todo eso. Eso es todo.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
Una cosa más antes de irnos. Solo
She
una.
nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
Háblanos un poco más sobre ese supuesto
Not my
salto.
favorite topic, but okay.
¿Estás segura que no pasó lo que pasó?
I'm 89% sure.
Si quieres que estás un 11% insegura, no insegura. No
You know how it is.
Ah,
Do
perdón.
you?
¿De veras?
Maybe you don't.
There are numerous cigarette burns on those silvery scales. Easy to see now that you're closer.
In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium not raped here.
Está
She
bien.
takes a long, hard drag of her cigarette, then stretches her neck. You hear cracking in her shoulders.
Creo que eso es todo. Si ya estás segura, bueno.
How about we, change the subject to something more lighthearted now?
Voluntad. Voluntad. Tengo un... Voy a perder un punto de vida. Confusión sobre la bala. Mirarle a los ojos. Y le digo...
She looks back. Time moves slowly. The triangles of her face rearranging into a weary smile. Don't worry. We will protect you from her beauty. We will consult you through the reefs and sounds of her persona. We will see through deceits. You are shielded. You are wise.
Por favor, que no me
You
hagan
are
daño.
advised. There are muscles on long white bones that line her limbs, just
Ay, no le
below
quité
the
un
silver jumpsuit.
¿Qué está
Nothing,
pasando?
just time passing. Don't worry. Anything out of the ordinary and you would be notified.
¿Qué acaso es un Messenger o Twitter? ¿Qué carajo? Güey, quiero desactivar esa
Air
notificación, no se
moves
puede.
in your windpipe. Your heart beats. You're a detective. Get back to detecting.
Aparte
The
la mitad.
strange moment ends. It was brief, no longer than 2.2 seconds.
Iba a querer
Why
el
not?
episodio.
I'll be here until 11 p.m., drinking coffee, most likely.
¿Verdad? No había visto
The
esta puerta.
same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
I don't know.
¿A dónde lleva esto?
It is not the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue kitchen door.
¿Crees que es
I don't
importante?
know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case. The vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant.
It's
Empujado.
barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the brackets. Sounds like it's heavy, too. Very sturdy.
Ah, forma física, pongámonos a tope. Con forma física. ¿Qué tenemos más? Forma física, forma física. Vale. Por si acaso vamos a grabar. Porque ya he visto que si golpeo algo mucho me mato.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Vamos, 42%. Abre la puerta. Recupera un punto de vida. Au.
You kick it, gung-ho style. Entering the premises style. But the door fails to respect the force.
All right, let's trash the place.
Let's not.
Your foot is ready to explode and punish this object.
Trágalo,
The
trágalo.
sturdy wood door has lost all respect for you.
Por Dios. Ay, Dios mío. Ay, Dios mío, qué barbaridad. Es un 42%, por el amor de Dios. He fallado de 83%, ya no aguanto. Ya. Este juego no puede ser más abusivo. ¿Qué me dirá Kim ahora? Ley luego, ¿qué tenemos que hacer? Tienes que abrir la puerta, quiero conocer más de este lugar. Pero... hay cosas que me está checando. Bueno.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Au. Cham. No,
You
no se
kick
puede.
it.
All right.
Let's not.
Your foot
Ya,
is ripped
dejémoslo.
the sturdy
Fíjate la
wood door.
rabia. Vámonos, King. Me voy a matar así. Serás. Lo intentaré en otro día. En otra oportunidad. King dijo que teníamos que bajar para ver algo. Para conversar. ¿Qué querrá decir? Que no hay nada. Bajemos un poco más. A ver. Yo al inicio pensaba que era la dama del volante la que había sido la víctima. Sin embargo, parece que no. Pero aún así la dama del volante ha sido la que se ha ido. ¿Por qué? Vale. King.
Looks
habla.
like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardie boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
¿Tú crees que esto les hará cooperar?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
¿Por qué no se habría dicho
What
eso?
else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
No creo que tuviese que mentir. Yo no lo habría pillado.
If
tampoco.
not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
¿Qué iba a pensar?
You think so? She seemed forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure other things. The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect.
Sí, yo también siento que, bueno, siento que ella está ocultando cosas que no... ¿Cómo decirlo? ¿Quién? ¿Puedo entrar a tu cuarto? No. Bueno, vámonos. Sí, pues, lo que puedo sacar de esta conversación es que siento que ella está ocultando algo. Mucho secretismo. Ella dijo al inicio, lo primero que me dijo ella cuando hablé con ella fue, yo no lo hice, por si acaso, yo no lo hice. Ok. Bueno, chicos de Hardie.
It's you again. What is it?
No te va a gustar lo que te vamos a decir. Mejor que te prepares. Clash ya ha dicho que no ha sido la víctima.
Fuck! I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
A whore, huh? A lot of that going around lately. From the mouths of distressed men. Whatever the case, you've hit a nerve. He's angry. No.
For the record, Titus Hardie did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
Como una cabra, ¿eh? ¿De qué hablas? La he visto muy
She
lúcida.
wasn't raped. The witnesses' statements were very clear.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her.
His hands become fists.
And you went and pushed her. I am gonna fucking...
Hit you. Duck.
Titus Hardie! Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardie, are going to be buried. Am I understood?
The room is so quiet you could hear a pin drop. The rest of the cafeteria has gone quiet, too. Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command.
¿Quién?
Look, Copper. We know that that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad, listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
¿Qué hay en esa cinta? No. ¿Y qué me importa de esa cinta? No es mentira.
You don't care about evidence. The fuck are you a cop for, then?
Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They are fucking keeping a score on their bulletin boards.
No les interesa la verdad, pero si tú me has
I
mentido.
won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about.
¿Qué hay en esa cinta?
What's on it? We call it the door gun a mega mix. You'll know why. Won't you
¿De dónde
listen
lo habéis
to
sacado?
it? You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that.
¿Y les habéis espiado? ¿Cómo?
We have machines. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff.
Understood? You've listened in on their communications. How long?
Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
¿Y cuál de vosotros hace ese sofisticado trabajo de
It's
radio?
not advanced. You just hold up in a coop all day, writing down what they say. It gets hot as hell in there.
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff. Indexes and shit.
¿Cómo lo
I'm sure we
reproduzco?
can find a tape player.
Where can I listen to this? Why don't you try
Yeah, play
Dale.
it with your...
I'm sure we can
Yeah.
find a tape player. It's not a problem.
Your room had one. Or maybe it's too broken.
Con esto bastará por el momento. Retornaré a la
Don't
investigación.
forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardie.
Coger la cinta.
You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
Vale, macho. A ver. Una cinta. Vamos a escuchar la invitación. O poderlo reproducir acá. Hablando de eso, Garta me preguntó por quién había cortado los cables. ¿Debería decírselo? Puede ser que sí, puede ser que no. Pero Garte, considerando que conoce lo del sindicato, no, no sería correcto.
The compact tape player is still and silent. Seems it has completely broken down now.
This would have been very helpful with the Megamix. But it isn't anymore.
¿Alguna idea?
My kinema only comes with radio. Let's try to find a new tape player. Perhaps we should talk to Roy at the pawn shop.
Muy bien, vamos para allá. Veamos si el maldito mapa funciona. Que no. Tengo que salir hasta afuera. Me habían dicho que el mapa funcionaba para teletransportarte al otro lado, para así no tener que estar corriendo. Pero parece que no funciona. Vale, bueno, aunque la sienta un espía. O sea, lo que decía Claycy sobre los espías que caían en el Bacholes es cierto. En cierto sentido hizo bien en cortar la llamada así. Más motivo para no decir que ella fue la que hizo la llamada. Más. Bueno, y luego. Tenemos que ir a la casa de Roy. ¿Podremos comprar algo? No creo que podamos comprar nada con lo que tenemos. Puedo bajar usando el mapa. Choza de pescadores. Estoy aquí. Total, ¿puedo o no puedo? No entiendo. Vamos abajo. Llegamos. Y ya está. Carabetea entre los mulos de una chica, dice la raíz de la disco. ¿Cómo voy a hacer a partir de mañana? Ya he rebuscado todos estos lugares y apenas voy a llegar a los $20. Tengo que aguantar así por 9 días. Supuestamente este juego te deja aguantar por otros 9 días más. Pero dudo llegar a tanto dinero.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Necesito algo para reproducir una cinta, es una cinta oficial.
Yeah, we still have those boomboxes on the shelves.
Ah, ya. Quiero volver a hablar de mi arma desaparecida. No. ¿Será esto?
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb.
Ahora no. Ah, era este.
The boomboxes wait on the shelves. And your boombox, that gold and amber,
Solo será un segundo,
wow.
Roy.
Sorry, man. I can't be giving out freebies. Never have, won't now.
Tendero, este estéreo de 8 está
Is
aquí.
the Harman Welsh W2. Made in Vespa. Designed in Seoul. Plays all reel-to-reel formats. 2mm, 8mm,
¿Me puede dar un
12mm.
descuento
It's even
para
got a
el
little
micrófono
radio in
portátil?
there. A discount? I do have to keep the lights on, man. It's 12 real.
Remember, he doesn't like music. He likes sounds. The Door Gunner Megamix is his type of tape. Certainly, he'd give you a discount if he knew you'd play something so experimental.
Abstracción. Este no es un trabajo policial del 3 al 4. Tengo mi poder el megamix del artillero. Aquí mismo el trabajo de toda una era en que sean 4 reales.
4 real is offensively low, but just this once. For the music, concrete, cop. And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Vale. Y para que lo escuches tú. Así se equipa así, básicamente. Cinta del antillero.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader.
Vamos a
You
ver si
push,
cinta.
command set, and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arete on your porter reel. The tape stops spinning.
¿Qué es
A
cojones?
village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
¿Crees
Who
que estuvo
knows?
allí?
Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. Or maybe Kohoi is just merc talk for atrocity, slaughter.
¿Quién es ese
Corti
Corti?
could be short for Cortenar, one of the other mercenaries, the one he was talking to. Probably the mountain at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work.
¿Qué era eso del final? Silencio.
End of recording.
¿Qué te parece? ¿En tu
It seemed
opinión?
authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
Estoy de acuerdo, y parecía bastante ebrio.
Still,
Aún así, estoy de acuerdo. Ahora
I
que
think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio again, spewing.
se te hace agua en la boca. El envoltorio de chicle de coca.
A crinkled chewing gum wrapper. The worn label reads Tutti Frutti. It smells faintly of apricots with a barely noticeable twinge of cinnamon.
¿Y esto qué tiene que ver
Good
conmigo?
question. There is no answer or secret phrase written on the inside of the wrapper, yet you're drawn to it. Drawn by regret. Stop before you hurt yourself with a Tutti Frutti wrapper. Throw it away, please.
¿Por qué? ¿Qué tiene? ¿Por qué el mundo interior está tan atemorizado del chicle? Me lo voy a quedar por si
You
acaso.
carefully fold the wrapper into a square before putting it back into your pocket, lovingly even, despite the strange feeling of regret.
¿Esto me hace recordar algo que no debería? Convaleras secas. Es una flor silvestre que cogiste del ramo de convaleras o lirios del valle, que como se en los saltos huelen, sus pétalos caen prematuramente al llevarla guardadamente al bolsillo.
6 crumbling petals rest on your palm. They're white, a bell-shaped crown.
¿Qué es esto,
This is
Tim?
the Insulindian lily, called Maybells or Lucille's tears during the Revolution. Girls used to pin these on soldiers before sending them off to battle.
O sea, básicamente usado en la cultura de la revolución. Florecen al principio de la primavera.
Yes, but not this early, not to my knowledge. It looks dried, preserved.
Sería una coincidencia que aparezca de la nada.
Maybe, maybe not. We'll see.
¿Quién los ponía y en quién
The
ponía?
revolutionaries, so the communards and the anarchists. White's their color, but the custom started in the suzerain's army, so it held meaning for the kingsmen too. It's about girls and boys more than sight. Girls sending off boys who are going to their deaths, then also dying themselves in the ruins from dysentery and consumption. It's a symbol of the civil war.
Muy
The
bien.
petals feel dry and fragile in your hand.
Y creo que eso sería todo por hoy día. Mañana, a ver, son las 9 de la noche. Es hora de ir a hablar con el chico del desván. Considerando que ya es tarde, podemos hablar con los chicos de Hardie mañana. Dudo que estén ahí hasta esta hora. A ver. Pero creo que eso será todo por hoy. Ya son las 3 de la mañana. Tengo que despertarme a las 7. ¿Qué es esto? Por aquí abajo hay algo. Pero qué mano el horno de un almacén de patatas en primavera. Y eso es todo por hoy. Espero que les haya gustado esto. Mañana más tarde prepararemos la vuelta de la armadura y enviaremos el cuerpo a la morgue. Pero por hoy día, hasta luego.